Hey, long time no see.
I know. I like this.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hi, Erik. Hi, Emma.
Hey, Eric's going, hey, Mama, hey, everybody. I love you guys.
So, look, today we're going to, we always bring these notable figures in to interview, but a lot of the blog members say, let's just do a regular person. So we did Emma, and that has yet to be posted, but it will. But we had a contest, and the blog member Sarah Leach won. So we are going to channel her higher self. So by the end of this, everybody will know a lot about Sarah Leach. She has some questions she wants to ask, but I want to ask first the general questions. Did I tell you I love you, Erik?
He says no, but you don't have to. I know you do. I can feel it in your heart.
Just want to make sure. All right, what is Sarah Leach's spiritual mission? I'm going to clean these glasses. They're so horrible while you talk.
He's saying, well, this is Erik still. So Erik wants to do a little bit of his say, too.
Oh, okay.
He says, so, Sarah, welcome to the Erik Show.
Oh, God.
You say now the whole world is going to know who you are. See, we are all important. We are all VIPs in this world. So there you go.
Yeah, well, she's just as important as Albert Einstein and me and you and Erik. Yeah.
He says, and I want you to know, each and every single one of you, whoever is watching, you are an undismissible uniqueness. And every single one of you is so important in how the universe is being run and how it's being moved into the right direction. So I want you to take that in, he says, and really understand that every single one of you is of such importance to the source that your life, even if you think it's the most boring life in the world, has meaning, has purpose, and is unique in every way or form. So be proud of who you are and be proud of the life that you're leading. And again, he says, if you don't like it, start changing shit, okay? I don't want to hear all that, I can't do this because of this, and I can't do that because of that. Change that shit, and then you will see that the rest will just follow into your path, okay? So,
amen.
So he's going, okay, Sarah. So why are you here? What are the main lessons that you're here to learn? He's saying, okay, so you have 3 major lessons, and then you have a million little lessons around it.
Oh, geez, poor Sarah.
He's saying you did not make it easy on yourself, but the main lessons that you're here to learn is, number 1, acceptance. Okay, it's about accepting that the things around you cannot always be controlled by yourself, but they are there to teach you to release control and to just accept that this is a part of your life and this is a part of your growth. And he's saying with that acceptance comes the lesson of patience. Okay. And the third most important lesson is unconditional love. He's saying you will meet people in your life who are very important to you, but having a relationship with them is not going to be that easy. But you're still going to have this love for them, and you're going to have this constant feeling of, I need to support them, I need to love them, and I need to guide them in the right direction, no matter how hard it gets, and no matter how tired it gets.
Right. With that comes the acceptance and patience. It takes
exactly.
acceptance and patience. It all melts together.
All melts together, and that's the beauty, he says, about life, is that you have this blueprint, but everything is attached to one another. So all these different aspects really create an unconditional love for your life, for yourself, and for others. And so with her in this journey, for her, she's going to have a lot of ups and downs. She's going to have a lot of tiring spots into her life, but she's always going to find the courage and the strength, and she's going to have, she's going to learn to see things from a perspective that's completely lacking ego. She's in a way, she's going to go through a lot of times in her life where she's going to be living in function, or she's going to feel like she's living in function of others. But in that unconditional love and compassion that she's going to show for the people that she loves, she's going to find herself. So it's not an easy life, again, he says, but it's going to be a very valuable one. And she is going to learn so much from this and grow so much. So there are going to be certain things that we might be able to help her with that she's going through right now.
Good.
So he's saying, be proud of who you are, because she is this incredible, compassionate person with a heart of gold who wants to help everybody. But he's going, Sarah, you need to take care of yourself a little bit better, because if you lose yourself, you're not going to be able to help anybody. So don't forget to spend time and attention to the you, to give some self-love every day, so you have the strength and you have the energy to continue to help others and to continue your journey in a as most comfortable way as you can. Because if we start losing our energy, if we start draining ourselves, if we don't spend the energy on ourselves, then we're going to have that feeling of being stuck. And what she's going through right now, he's saying she's really going through a period where she's trying to, it almost looks like she's trying to analyze everything in her life. She's trying to find a suitable place for everything, why things are happening. But she's also taken on all the responsibility in the family. So she's taking care of the children, she's taking care of her husband, she's taking care of this, she's taking care of that. She's basically putting this enormous load upon her shoulders, and that is it's starting to weigh. It's starting to weigh her down. And so she's in this fragile state right now where she's trying to make sense of her life, and she's trying to help everybody. But he says, making sense of it and getting understanding and knowledge is one thing, but don't forget to sometimes you need to get away from everything. Sometimes you just need a break. So don't forget to take time for yourself, he says. Don't forget to do things for yourself just because you want to.
Is she here?
Not to it.
Sorry, is she here to teach anything?
Yes, he's saying she's here to teach others strength, he says. It's about, how do I explain it, he says. She's a person who'll never give up. She's a person who will keep going and keep going and keep going. And that shows an immense courage and bravery, and other people see that. They know what she's going through, they see what's going on, and in that she shows people that although things get tough, you can make it work, you can do something about it, you can create still a life full of meaning and purpose and love. And so in a way, she's affecting the people that know her friends, her family, in a very positive way, because she's showing that compassion and love is what matters. And that's the greatest lesson any one of us can learn, is to to show that, despite the difficulties and despite, some of the unpleasant moments, the heart is still there and the love is still there. And she's not going to give up on anybody, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how tough it gets. She sees the loving person inside of everybody.
Gosh, I think I like your higher self, Sarah, better than I did Mother Teresa and her higher self. She sounded a lot nicer. Okay, she also has some questions. Let me see here. What is my spiritual mission? And we did that. Here we go. How am I doing on fulfilling it? How's she doing? What's her grade? A through F. Well, you don't have to give her a grade. Just how she's doing.
In fact, she is doing really, really well. Like I said, though, he says, just spend more time on you. Find a way to retreat within yourself. Find a way to just kind of go inside of you and get away from everything.
Well,
every now and then.
What can she do? I mean, give me some specific examples of what she can do.
Well, he says. He says, well, I'll tell her to get a hobby, and she'll say, well, I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
That's what she'll say. But, anything, even if it's only 15 minutes of trying to meditate, or, do like you, Mom, go get a kickboxing class, get that anger out, frustration out. It's a good way to release negative energy. It's about finding something that's just for her. That's not in purpose for others. That's not in purpose to aid anybody or to assist anybody. Just for fun, just to release this built up energy, because she does get very frustrated at times. She does get very tired. And when it collapses fully. So she has she has ups and downs, pretty much like a roller coaster is her life. And he says, she really just needs to find something to take her mind off the daily life, to take her mind off that automatic routine that she tries to so dearly complete. It's almost like a mission. She's on this mission. I got to complete every day. It's got to be good.
Well, she says she needs to retreat into the mom cave. Somebody else take care of the kid. And... All right, here I'll go. He's on. Go ahead.
What does he say? Just go fucking cliff diving and feel the sensation and rush. And adrenaline rush, he says, and that way you'll feel alive again, is what he's saying. Every now and then we just need to jump with our eyes closed and do something that we never thought was possible, just to feel alive, just to feel like, wow, I did that. And I didn't do it for a purpose, I just did it.
Oh, yeah. That's like zip lining. When I zip lined, I felt that. I totally did. Okay, she goes on. If Dr. David Hawkins' levels of consciousness are correct, and I know nothing about this, I'll have to say, I like to think I've moved from reason to love, and maybe I'm not that far. If Michael Newton's soul descriptions are correct, I'm hoping I'm at least an intermediate soul. I'm really hoping that I'm almost done with this earth thing, because I really don't like being here. I can understand why. Also, I have been thinking that I might be a light worker, a physical empath, and maybe a Pleiadian. Should I break that up?
Eric's going, wow, those are a lot of questions.
Nothing you can't handle, boy.
He's saying, well, let me just say, you're a beautiful soul, okay? I don't like separation. I don't like labeling souls and, and what state you're in and what number you're at and all that bullshit, he says. He says, I just don't like labeling, okay? So
I know you don't. There is no hierarchy.
There is no hierarchy, people, okay? There is no labeling, so stop doing it, okay? Stop comparing yourself like, am I at that level yet, or am I right here?
That's a human thing. That's a human thing.
You're setting yourself up. You're just setting yourself up to feel disappointed in yourself. Don't fucking do it, he says, okay? Just let that shit go, all right? Okay. You're beautiful and perfect in every way, and that's how I see every single one of you. And for you, Sal, you're doing so great, I know this is tough, and I know you're not having the time of your life right now. I know you're going through thinking about things and trying to figure out why things are happening, but you're doing great. Why? Because you're sticking to love. You're not willing to give up. You're sticking to what you feel is right, and that is love. And so when anybody bases their reason for living on love and compassion and taking care of one another, then that's the best thing you can do. That's your higher level. There you go. I said it.
There we
Okay.
go.
Anything that's unconditional love is at your higher level. And he's saying, well, have you been a Pleiadian? Yes, you have. But you've also been a lot of other species. You've been a lot of animals. You're kind of a spirit who your higher self likes to explore in different directions and different shapes and forms. You've been a little bit of everything.
What's her main star system?
Well, she's been, if you look at, where she's been the most, is mostly on Earth, but she hasn't always, it looks like she's mostly in the animal kingdom is what she usually does.
You talking about including humans, or are you talking about animals other than humans?
I'm talking about mostly animals, and then being a human to her is still pretty new, is what he's making me feel.
Well, let's talk about a past life. Then might most have influenced this current life as Sarah Leach.
He's saying, well, let's pick a human life. She hasn't had that many.
Okay. Before we do that, what animal was she mostly incarnated as?
She's been an ant very often. She likes the sense of community. She likes the sense of working together, working for one another, and not having, it's almost like not having expectations in a way. He says it's like everybody has their job and everybody does it for the higher good. Everybody does it for the good of the group, and so there's no discussion, there's no debating, there's no ego either. So in that sense, she likes to be in a place where everything works together for the greater good.
Okay. Well, let's hear about the human.
Self-sacrificing herself in a way.
Okay. Let's hear about that human life. Well, wait a minute. I forgot to ask. Well, is she a light worker or a physical empath? Sorry to jump around. I'm sort of distractible today.
She's actually a healer is what she is. He's saying with the compassion that she has, she's constantly sending out this love energy. And that's why he says, Sarah, if you look at your life, you'll notice that a lot of people come and talk to you about their problems. They just like spilling it out. They like to get it out. And just being around you makes them feel better. So you have a natural compassion and love towards others, and people feel that. And just by talking to you, they will already feel better. You just help their energy level rise just by being close to a person. So in a way, you are a healer, an energetic healer.
Is she an empath? Is she an empath at all?
She is very sensitive to energy. So yes, you can call it an empath. Yeah.
And she must be a light worker, because I guess healers are automatically in the category of light workers. I know how you hate categorizing things, Erik.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, she's a light worker. It's just I don't like to I don't like to label it. He says, I just see everybody as a light worker. Everybody has that quality inside of them. It's just about accepting who you are, and it's about allowing yourself to feel the energy around you and using it for good. Right, so everybody has that ability.
All right, let's talk about that human life that's most influenced her current one.
Well, he's showing me, let's see here. This looks like, to me, I would say 1700s, somewhere out there. This looks like England. Kind of looks like London a little bit.
Is it London, Erik?
He's going, yep.
Okay.
Her name was Elizabeth. He gives me. He's saying that she was the daughter. Let's see here. Okay, so there was okay, mother, father. She was the daughter. Mother died. It kind of looks, I don't know, kind of like the plague. It just showed me kind of like skin thingies. I'm not sure if that was the plague, but it looks like she was coughing up a lot of blood.
Okay.
That's what it looks like. So she passed away when Elizabeth was about 11 years old. Is what
awful.
And then the father. Father got into an accident. It almost looks like Erik is showing me a carriage, and it looks like he was talking to somebody. He wasn't paying attention, and he ran, like he walked over the street and didn't see the carriage. It almost looks like some way or form, his legs got underneath the carriage, like he was run over.
He's probably texting at the time.
Yeah, probably, but yeah, I don't know. It looks like somehow, in some way or form, he ended up underneath the carriage. Courage crushed his legs, is what it shows me. And so he was disabled. So at about 11, 12 years old, she not only lost her mother, but her father also became disabled, and she had to take care of him full time. And get a job at the same time. She was the only child they had. So they really went into poverty. They lost almost everything they owned. And so it was almost like she went on to survival mode.
Yeah.
Everything was just to try and get food on the table the next day, and taking care of her father, who she loved dearly, but who was not able to do anything anymore. He also got very depressed, she really tried to help him as much as she can, but it took away her life. She never got married. She never had children. She basically went full on taking care of somebody else and dismissing her own needs in this life. Now, he's saying, if we look at her life now, again, she's taking the role of taking care of people. However, in this life, it's going to be very important that she also stays true to who she is, and that she makes a combination of caring for others, but caring for herself too. The self-love in this life is extremely important. And she's kind of a stubborn spirit, he says, because she takes on these extremely heavy lessons in these lives. Even in the animal kingdom, she takes on extremely heavy lessons. But it's almost like she always challenges herself. How far can I go? How far can I take this? So in that way, I think she's very brave. I think she's very powerful and very strong. She might not always feel that way, especially now as Sarah. She has this feeling like things are slipping away and she can't control it. But he's saying, look deep inside of yourself and see what you've done already. There is extreme bravery and power in what she's doing. And when she does come home, she'll be really impressed of how she handled this one. Again, he says, you look at the ant life, you look at all her other lives, always in functioning of somebody else. Only the difference is this is the first life where she actually needs to focus on herself first in order to help the others around her. Okay?
Is her mother...
Go for it.
Is her mother and father... Are her mother and father in her life now?
He's making me feel like they are, but it feels like there's also within the family there's distance, is what he's making me feel. Kind of like I think she doesn't, yeah, it just feels like she doesn't always get the help that she should.
From the mother and father from the past life? Is that what you're saying?
No, from the family in this life.
All right. Well, who's the father and the mother now? Or maybe you're not allowed to say that, Erik. I don't know. Maybe it's not good for her to know. If it's not good for her to know, don't
What do you
divulge
mean,
it.
like
From the life from the
after
1700s, the disabled father and the mother who died of some disease. Are they her husband or kids or sister, brother? Or if you can't say, then don't.
he's making me feel like there's only one parent from that past life, he says, that is currently in her life now, and that is the father. And the father is her youngest. Let's see here. He's showing me a boy, but he's still very little, so I'm not sure if he's the youngest. It shows me a baby boy is what he's showing me.
Okay. All
So
right.
her
Okay.
son. It's her father from the other life is her son in this life.
Okay.
But he's making me feel like the mother is not currently in this lifetime.
Okay. Now I want to backtrack and say that Erik is actually getting all this information from your higher self, Sarah. So this
Yeah,
is still channeling your higher self. I just want to let you know
it is.
that. That's how he
He's
pulls the
working
information.
together. He's working together, he says.
There we go. All right, here's another question. I'm not sure if you, my higher self, can reveal this, but is there any danger approaching me, my husband Clayton, or my children Matthew and Gwyneth that you should warn me about? Like school shootings, deadly diseases, vaccine injuries, abduction, bullying, suicide, sexual abuse, natural disasters, aliens, vicious animals, biker gangs, all the usual rational fears. I know I've been through all those too myself as a mother.
So her question is if she needs to worry about any of those.
Yeah.
He's going,
Oh, jeez.
he's going, first of all, let me just tell you this. I'm not allowed to tell you everything that's going to happen. However, I can tell you that the more you focus on these fears, the more you're going to attract it. So release them. They're not necessary. Okay. These fears are not necessary in your life. They're not going to add value to what you're here to learn. So,
Well, are these irrational fears or are they intuitions of hers?
these are fears that are based or created by herself, he says. This is
Okay.
not something from past life.
It's not
This is not
intuitive.
something, no,
Okay.
no. This is really based on what she's been experiencing in the world. There's all these energies that she's picking up. We all do. And so that creates fear inside of us. So
Okay.
release the fears, he says, and it's really not necessary.
Okay. If I use the hand game, and that's the game where you designate one hand as yes and one is no, people, in case you don't know, and then you ask somebody a question and you'll feel a different sensation on the yes or no hand, like a blowing sensation, numbness, tingling, cool, hot, etc. So, if I use the hand game, would you or my angels or guides or Erik tell me if it's safe for my kids to go to school that day? I know I sound like I have a serious anxiety issue, but I'm working on doing some reasonable risk management when it comes to worrying about my kids. And I know that we are safe no matter what and that we're meant to have some experiences. But Erik also said that the Sandy Hook shooting was not how the spiritual contract was supposed to go for some of those kids. So if I can avoid something horrible that I'm not supposed to experience anyway, then I would really like to. So would the hand game work?
He says yes. If that makes you feel better, then we'll be glad to assist you in that.
Well, why is she so afraid for the safety of her kids at school or the safety of her kids, period?
Well, he says, again, let's look at the life she's had in the 1700s. She's lost almost everybody she loved. So she's constantly afraid that she's going to, lose somebody. And it's not because there's so much stuff on the news, he's going on the tele. Why you just said that. He's just talking in a British accent right now, which is really disturbing. It's just getting me off my game. It's like, look at the tele. We see all that horrible news. We're being influenced by what we see and what we are hearing on a daily basis around us in the news, what's going on in the world. And so what she's doing is she's relating that, she's connecting that to the feeling of loss that she's felt in other lives. And that just enhances the fear of losing somebody. And so he says, you really need to release that fear, and you just need to accept that things will happen the way they should. And if you can do that, he says, you'll lead a more calmer, more stable life as well, because you're constantly focused on what could go wrong, but try and focus on the things that go right. And then you'll see that, there's absolutely no reason to be fearful. It's just, he's saying, accept that your fear just comes from the fear of the world around you. That's just the energetic influence that she's feeling, and it's just enhancing what she sees on TV.
And you could do what I do. Can't remember, it was recently. Oh yeah, I was volunteering to be the driver to go to Galveston for me and some of my girlfriends, and they were kind of concerned about my driving skills, because I told them, well, I'm not the best driver. Are you sure you want to do this? And so I said, don't worry, we're all eternal beings. What's the worst that can happen? So.
Exactly. And that's what everybody should do. We're so confused, and we lock ourselves up. We basically imprison ourselves in these fears to a point where people stop living their lives.
This is where she can learn to let go.
Yeah,
that's one of the 3 lessons of hers, to let go. Just have faith. Have faith that everything is going to be as it should. All right, exactly. I am on medication for my ahem issues, but I can't take anything stronger than sertraline because I'm breastfeeding. I think my depression and PMS are pretty well under control, possibly. I've had a lot of counseling, so I have a lot of skills to deal with things, and the blog helps so much. Oh, that's awesome. Any medication, supplement, chakra, lifestyle tips that could enhance my well-being? I take prenatal vitamins, fish oil, calcium, vitamin D, and magnesium. I feel like A Course in Miracles, the book, was helping a lot, so I'll probably work on that again if you think it's a good idea.
Well, he's saying, I would always recommend, he says, in going into the homeopathic direction. So, find ways that that you can introduce, like chamomile tea, into your daily routine. There's different teas out there to keep you calm, to keep you relaxed. And she's talking about valerian. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, valerian root. I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it, though.
He's making me feel like that is also it stimulates positivity inside of you. What he's making me feel. So, really look into all of that. And he's saying, just find a way to take some time to just feel a situation of quietness, of inner peace, meditation. And, if you can, mindfulness classes is great, not just for you, he says, but also for your husband.
Well, we're going to get to him in a minute. What chakras need the most work on her? And with chakras, for example, the root chakra, you can ingest and eat red things, or you can sleep in red sheets, wear red clothing, use certain crystals, listen to certain chakra cleansing and balancing music for that chakra. There's all sorts of things you can do to fix an unhealthy chakra. But what name the chakras that she needs to address right now?
Well, he's saying the one she's really that come under a lot of stress is mostly the solar plexus chakra, and her root chakra. He's making me feel like in order for her to regain the feeling of happiness and regain the feeling of balance within herself, within her life, she really needs to work on grounding herself. Be surrounded by nature. If you feel uncomfortable or you feel stressed or you feel like you're just going to explode, take a walk. Take a walk somewhere where there's some trees, where there's some nature, even if it's only for 10-15 minutes. Go outside, close your eyes and just listen to the wind, listen to the leaves. It's about finding a way to connect to Mother Earth, he says, because she can give you the energy, she can give you the love that you need at that time.
Okay.
So find a way to ground yourself. He says, there's plenty of exercises you can also do to strengthen those
Okay.
chakras. But he's saying, you have a lot of physical aches and pains at this time that come and go, and it's almost like they keep moving.
Oh, huh.
This is this, and this and this. He's saying, this is just your body is just expressing the frustrations and the depression and all these energies that you're dealing with, that you're trying to process. And so in order to heal the body, we first need to heal the mind. So find ways to relax, find ways to do things that it's just for you, get that energy out that doesn't serve you. And again, he says, look into plants, look into herbs. Teas can be spectacular.
Okay.
People who are not feeling good, people who are depressed or stuck. Look online. He says you're gonna find a million recipes to calm down, to feel more at ease in your day, to sleep better, because that's another issue. He says that she's dealing with is she's having a really hard time falling asleep, and once she does, the mind is constantly working, so she doesn't really get the deep sleep that she needs, and she wakes up just as tired as she did when she went to bed. So
Okay.
again, bananas and milk are good for sleeping, he says.
Oh, good.
Okay,
Okay. Here's
so
another
try
one.
that.
Here's what the hell is wrong with my husband Clayton? He is increasing his paroxetine, so maybe that will help with things. He also takes clomiphene citrate and clonazepam. Jeez. He has issues with impulsivity, memory loss, remembering it differently, things like that. Doing the same things day after day that hurt or irritate me. No matter how many times I ask him to stop. Well, it's just being a husband. And he has difficulty relating to me. My fear is that he is trying to hurt me. My hope is that there's some neurological reason for it. I accept that she may say I'm the problem. And also, are we soulmates?
Let's see here. He's making me feel like this is not something neurological. He doesn't have personality disorder. That is what she thinks. He does not. He's making me feel like this is frustration that comes from both angles. Um, and both of you are trying to process things in their own unique way. Now, are you guys soulmates? Yes, you are. And you didn't choose an easy path together. However, you chose each other because you know that together you can both work on finding solutions. Okay. So again, he says, I really recommend, even together, follow mindfulness courses. Okay. This is especially designed to retrain your brains to find happiness in your daily life in little things. It focuses on meditation. It focuses on, on breaking dysfunctional patterns. He's talking about, the dysfunctional patterns of thinking and feeling and, behavior that is mostly caused by stress, that's
Okay.
mostly caused by discomfort within yourself. So really look into that. And if you guys could do that as a couple, it's just going to bring you guys closer together. And you will see that with these exercises that they will train you to do, you will together find a more balanced life, and a more, it's almost like find a closer way to understand one another. It's like they don't seem to understand one another. He's making me feel like there's this wall in between them, and they're trying to talk to one another, but it's not going through.
So mindfulness classes. All right, here's another one. Am I ever going to get out of this godforsaken state of Texas? What, girl? Sorry, Elisa, but it is. It's way too hot here. Yeah, that's what she says. It's too hot here, and it's only going to get worse. When might that happen, getting out of Texas, if at all? And where will I go? I like mountains and nature, but I'm scared of whatever is making all those people vanish from the national parks. Yeah.
He's saying, again, there's the fear.
I know.
He's going, when is it going to happen? Well, he's saying, you should ask yourself that. When are you going to decide to do it?
Yeah,
when
sure.
When are you going to release the fear and just go for it? He says, do you need to be surrounded by a lot of nature? Yes, you do. It would not only be good for you guys, it would also be good for your kids.
Yeah.
Also, it would give you a new beginning, a new start, another place to reinvent yourself.
Where?
And sometimes we need.
Where should they go? Arizona, Colorado, Utah, New Mexico, Connecticut. I don't know. Don't want to name all the other 49 states.
He's saying, well, it's not really set exactly where she should go, but for me, he says, when I look at their energy, what they would relate to or where they would feel the best, he's talking about Colorado or I don't know where that is though. He's talking about Astoria.
I don't know. Look it up. Interesting.
Is that state, city?
I don't know. Look it up.
Wherever Astoria is.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right, they got two more quick questions. When do you see our finances improving, if ever? By the way, I keep getting text messages. My eldest daughter, Christina, just texted me that they know the sex of their baby, and they're not telling us for some reason. I know it's a boy. All right. So when do you see our finances improving? Anyway, that's why the beeping is going on.
Yeah. He's saying, well, the finances will improve, first of all, when you stop worrying about it.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, and he says, the moment you start feeling better about the situation, about everything, that's when finances will follow, is what he's making me feel. He's making me feel like better job offers will come towards them as well.
Good. Okay.
So it might all be, I think this whole, what he's making me feel is, if they do decide to move, it's almost like, because it's going to be a brand new beginning, there's going to be new jobs, new incomes, new surroundings. Sometimes Erik says, sometimes we just need to step away from what doesn't serve us anymore and just start over. Sometimes we just need a new beginning, to heal the things that need to be healed, to create
and the mindfulness classes will be a new beginning in thought patterns, releasing some of the fearful thought patterns. So I think that'd be great. All right, here's the last one. Am I usually a guy in my lives, and is Gwyneth usually my son? It feels really weird. It feels weird having a daughter. . 'Cause
Well, I think, you've been male, female, you've been both equally as much. So I wouldn't say that you're more male. Um,
Is Gwyneth usually her
he's
son?
saying Gwyneth is mostly male. She has a lot of male entities in her other lives. So yeah, she's a very masculine energy.
Gwyneth does?
But
You talking about Gwyneth?
yeah, her daughter,
Okay,
her daughter.
so is she usually, or has been at least at one point, her Sarah's son?
Yeah, Gwyneth has been in her life very, very much, very often, and most of the time it is a male connection to her. Gwyneth has been her father. Gwyneth has been like a best friend, almost. It kind of making me feel like they were partners at one point, owning a bicycle store
Oh,
is
cool.
what he's making me feel. They were very successful at that. And yeah, it looks like Gwyneth comes around in almost every lifetime together. So, but mostly in a male form or a male relationship to her. So maybe that's why she's picking up on that
Yeah.
male energy.
What about Matthew?
But when it comes to herself, it's been equally divided when it comes to herself, he says.
What about Matthew? Has he been into her life a lot? Or is he really relatively new to the Sarah Leach family?
Not as much as her daughter. Um, he's given me the number 10, about 10 lives they've
Okay.
spent together. Yeah.
Well, I guess that's the last question. And I say just forget going to a therapist. This is awesome. I mean, that's all you need. Just like 45 minutes of channeling your higher self, and you are done. You know what you need to do and how you need to do it. That's cool. Hey, it was an honor to channel you, Sarah Leach's higher self. Thank you, Emma, for doing such a spectacular job. And Erik, thank you so much for translating for her higher self.
He's saying you're welcome, and he's saying, this is straight from your higher self. She's saying, Sarah, I love you very much, and I'm extremely proud of the journey that you chose and the challenges that you chose. But she says, I want you to understand that you are 100% in control. She's going to control, Erik's going to control of your future, of your reality. So release all the fears that have been haunting you, and regain power by focusing on your strength and by focusing on positivity and new beginnings. If you can do that, then you will not only have the power to heal people, you will not only have the power to heal your family, but you will also feel very good about who you are, where you are, and what you're doing. So in order for you to find that happiness and balance that you've been looking for a while now, you need to surrender and just follow your heart. You know this move will be good for you guys. You know that a lot of your fears are illusions, so don't cling on them. Release them and only see positivity. And when we do, we will only attract positivity. And that's my message for you, she says. Just know that I love you very much.
Oh, that's sweet. All right, thank you everybody, and I will put Emma's information on this video, so check her out. She is amazing. And anything else you want to share? Like you have a big thing coming up in Belgium in September. Big Channeling Erik
I
event.
do have a big Channeling Erik event coming up on September 9th. It's a whole day. It's from 10 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. We got Carrie Minute from the Shiny Show who's coming in, flying in, especially for us. She's such a great gal.
Oh, she's a hoot.
And
She's
we're
a
going
hoot.
to she is funny. She is adorable, and I just love her so much. And we're going to have so much fun together with everybody who's coming. It is 65 euros, so about $70 for a whole day,
That's
and that
not
includes
much.
lunch. So
That's a bargain, girl.
everybody come on. it's a bargain. I just wanted to keep the prices affordable for everybody, so everybody can come and spend the day with us. So we're gonna have. Erik is super excited about this. He's going, fuck yeah, I got so much great ideas. So he's really super excited about coming through. He's already given me so many ideas. I want to talk about this, this, and this. I think I might have to tone him down a little bit and tell him we only have 6 hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's super excited about this. And so far we've got people from all over Europe coming. So this is going to be one big international event. So I would say check out the website. If you're interested in coming, let me know. And hopefully I get to see everybody and give everybody a big, big squeeze.
All right. That's a good note to end on. Thank you, Emma. Thank you, Erik. I love you.
I love you, Mama. I love you very, very much.
Bye.
He's going.
Oh, bye.
Bye.
Kisses back.
But